last time I left off at level 42, it gave my first impressions overall of Season 2. Now I'm going to talk about the following levels up to 64. I did the capstone dungeon at level 50, and it was super breezy. If you did all the reputation grind before Season 2, you'll have 25 points ready to go. Then, going into some dungeons, even with monsters 5 levels above me, they weren't a problem at all. There's a lot of power added when leveling up this season. For the Paragon boards, I'm going to go for Blood Rage first. Blood Rage gives a 10% chance to grant berserking for 5 seconds after defeating an enemy. Then I'll be going after the Revel rare node. That does 10% extra damage to bleeding enemies. I'm grabbing the other ones that do plus bleeding damage as well. Then there are some nodes I'm going to pick up that reduce damage from bleeding enemies. So I needed to unlock my first Nightmare dungeon, therefore I had to do some whispers. Once I started the Nightmare runs, I was finally able to get some glyphs. I also needed to collect materials from the Whisper caches in order to summon the Echo of Varshan. I was only missing a gurgling head, so I was searching for one of those. As my first Nightmare dungeon, I didn't really like Forbidden City. There was a section where you needed to kill all the enemies, and it was much too long. They really need to change it to 85% or something along those lines. Even if there is a mechanic that warps the straggling monsters to you, I really don't want to have to think about getting one to 100%. I hope next season they change up some of the dungeon requirements. So I took down the Echo of Varshan at 52. I don't want to say it was an easy fight, but it wasn't that difficult either. I did get a pretty good weapon from him, so I was happy. In between Nightmare dungeons, I would do Blood Harvests, mostly just for the Whispers. I was leveling up my powers, and by level 59 I had 8 out of the 22 vampiric powers at level 3. So if you focus on Blood Harvest alone, you can level them up pretty quickly. All in all, Season 2 has been really enjoyable. I know some people are saying leveling up is too fast, but honestly that's kind of ridiculous. The average gamer has their gaming session interrupted all the time, and being able to jump back into the action at any point is great. In the future, I definitely think seasons will be longer, especially as there'll be more things to do. They keep progressively adding things to the game. I don't really want to worry if Diablo was released too early or anything like that. As long as I'm having fun, and I keep seeing that the team is communicating with us with all the things that are coming up, then we'll have stuff to look forward to. The overall progression has definitely been more satisfying. I feel myself wanting to play more and progress more, almost to a point of distraction. I'm really curious as to what level I'll be when my desire will dwindle. Do I think I'll make it to 100 this season? Probably not. In Season 1 I made it to 86 after grinding all the rep and thinking about what I want to do next. So I think for Season 2 I'll at least get level 90. I keep going back to playing Blood Harvest whenever there are new Whispers to complete. It resets every hour and is the most satisfying grind by far. I know a lot of people on the forums are talking about changing Hell Tides to match Blood Harvest. And while I don't think it has to be available all the time, they definitely need to make Hell Tides more appealing, somehow. Because you still do need Hell Tides to reroll your gear, and honestly, leveling up, I couldn't be bothered most of the time. Because of right now, Hell Tides are simply not as good as Blood Harvest. Which is a shame because I used to love rerolling my items while leveling up. So I would say it's probably the biggest miss so far this season. I really think they're going to hotfix some kind of change later on, but I just don't know what it'll be. At level 63, I summoned and fought Grigor on tier 3. For reference, I had 2700 health and a number of damage reduction aspects equipped. To summon him, you just need 2 living steel, which you can get from the Hell Tides. Then go to the Hall of Pensinet in the Dry Steppes. It is marked on the map. He was level 60, so being 3 levels higher definitely helped. For loot, I got the unique Rage of Harrogath. Then at level 64, I attempted the level 70 capstone dungeon. Before the boss, I had to port back to town, as I felt like I was taking too much damage. My health got pretty low a few times, but I pulled it off in the first try. Just goes to show you how powerful you can be this season without trying too hard. We'll see how it goes after level 70. I'm really interested to see if it will keep me busy or if I'll be ready to move on. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.